things are flipped upside down. There's a lot of things going on with the virus and with the consequences of the virus. So now it's even more important to choose positivity and force ourselves to do that. So you have to ask yourself, who are the 3 people that I spend the most time with that are negative? And start to think of ways that you can, sometimes there are really people that you cannot eliminate from your life, right? If it's a relative, but you really can limit the exposure of at least the content that you absorb from this person, right? If you say the person, see Hello everyone, this is Inspired Tuesday. This is my weekly vlog that I started to motivate and add value to my team at Icon Dental Center, and it was so positive to my team that I decided to share it with you in hope to add value and motivate you too. So since the beginning of the pandemic, I changed the format of the vlog because that's what I was asked to do, to concentrate on topics related to the pandemic. And it's been very positive this way. So today the topic is choose positivity. It's really easy to be positive or choose it naturally, actually, when things are going really well. But right now, as we can notice, for a lot of us and for most of us, things are flipped upside down. There's a lot of things going on with the virus and with the consequences of the virus. So now it's even more important to choose positivity and force ourselves to do that. So today I have 3 tips. I'll start with 2. Bring 1 quote and then 1 more tip. I really hope this is helpful for you. Enjoy. Tip number 1 is feed your mind with positivity. What I mean about that is that a lot of us may think that if I don't plant anything, nothing is going to grow. But in reality, if you don't plant anything, weed is going to grow. So it's bad. So what I'm trying to say is you have to feed your mind with positivity. Plant it in your mind. So you gotta consume it. You have to find ways to see something positive and to live something that is positive. There's always something positive that happened, and you have to consume that and think about it and feed your mind with it. Because if you don't think about anything, don't think that nothing is going to happen. Your mind somehow is going to go a direction, and you don't want it to go to a bad direction. You want it to go to the right direction of positivity, so you can keep going. I don't see there's any other way for us to, move on in this pandemic and with any challenges and adversities that we have without feeding our mind with the things that we consume. That is true. This is one of the reasons why for me, the news, I used to avoid it the most. Right now, I'm kind of a little forced to at least watch the news a little bit because there's so many things going on, and this is how you get a lot of your information from science, the economy. I still want to be updated, but for the most part, try to block the majority of it, because the majority of it is sensationalism and people just trying to feed us with fear, because this is how they sell their things. And just by making us get so much anxiety, that's how you end up watching more, and that's how they become stronger. I'm talking about the news and the media. So try to watch on that. Yes, you still need to have some information, but watch what you feed your mind with and force yourself. Go towards reading a book, things, meditation, whatever it is that is going to take you towards the positive route. And it's a choice. That's how you feed you. That's why I said feed your mind with positivity. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is find an optimistic viewpoint. What do I mean about it? Even in any negative situation or positive situation, anything, you can always ask yourself a question. What was positive about it? And I'm going to give you here an example that sometimes you don't see anything in the beginning. In the beginning, you may feel like, oh my God, there's nothing positive about it. It's all bad. But then when you start to think and you force yourself to see the positive, you'll find it. I'll give you an example. When this first started, that, the kids ended up in an online school, right? And for me, I have to work outside the house. I cannot do dentistry from home. And it's very important for me to keep working, to serve my patient and to serve my family as well. So to leave my son in that online school, a kindergarten, with my daughter that is also in school, in a high school. I couldn't see. I'm like, how is this even gonna be possible? Until things started and I started to notice that this is making him, like this 5-year-old, way more independent compared to what if he was going to school. He can turn on his computer. He turn on the class. He does all his work. Like, he turns it in, he listens to the teacher, he finds his work, he does it on his own. I come and see, and I go to get his homework. Maybe it's not working for some people, but for me, the way I see it is like, hey, this made him more independent. And that's a skill that is really hard at a 5-year-old, right? Like, they rely way more on help. And because he's being forced in a situation like that, he's becoming very independent. And, learning in a way that it's going to be, and he's learning, how to focus without having someone being with him. That's an amazing skill to learn that I feel like if it was not for this pandemic situation and this online school, he wouldn't have got this far so early. So, see the positive is I still think that kids, it's way better when they are in a social group in school. There's a lot of positive in that too, but eventually he's going to go to school. So try to see, because, at first I was just seeing the negative because it was like, okay, I don't really see how this is going to function until, you push it and you keep moving and you start to see the positive and you start to appreciate and you turn yourself into a positive mode again. So this is tip number 2. A quote from Joel Osteen: choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life. Tip number 3 is cultivate a positive environment. I know that I've mentioned this in multiple different situations, but I don't see a time more important to do this than now. Like, it's already so hard to stay positive, surrounded by positive people. Can you imagine with the Debbie Downers in our lives? Like, this is not gonna go anywhere. So you have to ask yourself, who are the 3 people that I spend the most time with that are negative? And start to think of ways that you can, sometimes there are really people that you cannot eliminate from your life, right? If it's a relative, but you really can limit the exposure of at least the content that you absorb from this person. Right? Like, if you say the person, see, hi, the person's already negative and everything that comes out of them is going to drag you down. So limit what you talk. Like, don't even bring subjects that can even have any context or that it really matters. I think this is the easiest way to do it with those people, and the ones that you can eliminate from your life, just go for it. I don't see any better way for you to stay positive, like, other than creating this environment. And remember that it's not only the people, it's the content you consume. It's just how I was saying in the other, there are even some news better than other news. Like, pick the ones that are really drama queens, that all they talk is about how the world is exploding. Like, if that's all they can focus on, then you're gonna have to find a news or information that you can get the source that is more direct. It's less flowery, less dramatic. So this is how I think. Like, it's the people, it's the content, it is the things, it is what you do. Are you really trying to do some of the things that you like? I know that now we're all social distancing and doing all these things, but there is still some of the things that you can do that get you into a better mode. Things that you liked, but it's still stay cautious, right? We have to stay cautious. Wear your mask, wash your hands, sanitizer in your pocket all day long, do this kind of thing, social distance as much as you can and do the precaution, but don't forget that we're going to have to continue living. We can't just block ourselves and stay in the room all day. Mental health is another issue too that I see a lot right now. It's being very complicated. So we're going to have to watch on that side too and cultivate and create this positive environment that is going to make you feel better. So those are the 3 tips today. I really hope they were helpful for you, and keep sending me the DMs and connecting with me. I really love all the comments and everything and all your audience. That gives me purpose and keeps me positive too. So until next time, my friends, stay positive, stay healthy, and stay optimistic. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.